All right, guys, quiet down. We're beginning shortly. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the New York City Council vote on the Committee on Housing and Buildings. At this time, please silence all electronics and do not approach the dais. Thank you for your cooperation. Chair, you may begin.
Good morning. I'm Councilmember Pierina Sanchez, Chair of the Committee on Housing and Buildings. Today marks the final housing vote of this council term, and while we did not reach resolution on every housing issue that we set out to tackle, we nonetheless leave behind a clear agenda and strong track record, one defined by confronting the housing crisis, protecting tenants that live in unsafe conditions, expanding fair pathways to homeownership, and keeping New Yorkers safe in their homes. Today, the committee will be voting on the following slate of legislation. Intro 571A, sponsored by Councilmember Gail Brewer, directs the city to study the feasibility of building affordable housing on Ward's Island, an important step in identifying new publicly controlled sites where deeply affordable housing can be created. Intro 902B, sponsored by Councilmember Sandy Nurse, known as the Community Opportunity to Purchase Act, or COPA, gives vetted, mission-driven buyers a first opportunity to purchase a very narrow set of at-risk multifamily buildings when an owner chooses to sell, helping preserve affordable housing and prevent displacement in buildings most in need of stabilization. Intro number 994A, sponsored by Councilmember Lincoln Ressler, addresses cooling in tenant-occupied dwellings by strengthening requirements around cooling systems, recognizing that extreme heat is a growing public health risk, especially for seniors and medically vulnerable tenants. Intro number 1120B, sponsored by Majority Leader Amanda Farias, which establishes clear timelines for cooperative boards to approve or deny apartment sales, bringing predictability and fairness to a process that can otherwise leave prospective homeowners in limbo for months. My introduction, 1321A, creates the New York City Existing Building Code, a modern, standalone set of rules specifically designed for older buildings. This code replaces a confusing patchwork of outdated standards with clearer, more practical requirements that make it easier for existing buildings to comply with while keeping residents safe, and is the product of a 10-year process led by the Department of Buildings. Intro number 1422A makes technical updates needed to align the ad code and the construction codes with the new existing building code. My proposed introduction 1490B updates the city's energy conservation code to align with the New York State Energy Code with amendments tailored to New York City's building stock. This ensures energy standards that improve safety and efficiency, lowering long-term costs, and reflects the realities of maintaining older buildings in the city. I know that's what everybody's here for today. Thank you to the Housing and Buildings Committee staff, Senior Legislative Counsel Austin Malone, Legislative Counsel Billy Eck, Senior Policy Analyst Jose Conde, Policy Analyst Dirk Spencer, Finance Analyst Carla Naranjo, and Data Scientist Reese Hirota. I also want to thank former Committee Counsel Taylor Zeleny and former Policy Analyst Andrew Bourne for their service to the committee during my tenure. And finally, of course, thanks to my district team, Chief of Staff Maria Villalobos, Deputy Chiefs Ben Ratner and Kim Castellanos, Gerard Fernandez, Dylan Campos, and the entire team. I am joined today by, roll call, Councilmember Abreu, Councilmember Dinowitz, Councilmember Feliz, Councilmember Aviles, Councilmember Hudson, Brewer, Ressler, and Farias. Before I ask the clerk to call the roll, I will call on my colleagues to talk about their legislation. First, Majority Leader Amanda Farias.
Thank you, Chair Sanchez, and thank you to the members of the Committee on Housing and Buildings for allowing me to speak on my bill, Intro 1120A. This legislation establishes timeline and communication requirements in the cooperative sale and purchase process, addressing a long-standing deficiency where applicants have been left without any response at all. At its core, the bill prioritizes transparency and fairness while combating discrimination in one of the most significant transactions a New Yorker can make, purchasing a home. Since its introduction, Intro 1120 has benefited from extensive discussion, stakeholder input, and collaboration with city agencies, and my colleagues in government who co-sponsor this bill. As a result, the version before the committee today reflects important refinements that strengthen enforcement while ensuring the law is workable for cooperative boards and managing agents. Most notably, enforcement will now be handled by the Department of Housing Preservation and Development through an escalating penalty-based system. HPD will issue summonses returnable to oath for any violations that were found, which is an approach consistent with how the agency already enforces housing laws across the city. This is intended to ensure accountability without disrupting cooperative governance or forcing outcomes that may not be commensurate with the infraction. The bill also includes procedural safeguards where cooperative corporations will be required to provide application and transfer requirements upfront, acknowledge receipt of applications within a defined period, identify whether applications are complete or not, and if it isn't, provide feedback on how the application was incomplete, and issue decisions within a reasonable time frame once completeness is established. While many cooperative boards already operate responsibly and in good faith, the absence of basic procedural expectations has created inconsistent outcomes, delayed transactions, and a system where discriminatory practices can persist without accountability. Intro 1120A is the remedy. For those reasons, I respectfully urge my colleagues to support Intro 1120A and to vote to advance it out of committee today. Thank you, Chair, for a moment to speak.
Thank you, Majority Leader, and congratulations. Now, Councilmember Brewer.
Thank you very much. I'm talking about Intro 571, which initiates a study on the feasibility of building affordable housing on Ward's Island, looking at factors like cost, restrictions, and potential scale. I want to thank Sierra Townsend for her work on this. I remember when Ed Townsend, you have to have gray hair to know who he was, but he founded Roosevelt Island. It was called Welfare Island, and it was an idea that he had, and then now you know what is there, housing, many other aspects of a city. So I would like to look at the same thing for Ward's Island. There's a lot, it's in Manhattan, by the way, in case people don't understand that part. And it's a bit crazy. There's certainly a state institution there. There's a fire training program there. There's a shelter there, two shelters that I know for sure, and a water treatment plant. So it's an unusual place to think about housing. Love to see Mitchellama 2.0. That would be certainly affordable forever, not like Roosevelt Island that went private. So anyway, I appreciate the work that went into this, and we look forward to a very robust study because there's a lot of available land on Ward's Island. If you haven't been there, you should go see it. Thank you very much. Take the M35 bus, and you're right there. And by the way, don't pay, because nobody pays on the M35 bus. Thank you very much. Nobody pays on the free buses.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Brewer. Councilmember Ressler, would you like to say?
Thank you so much, Chair Sanchez. I just want to begin by just acknowledging that I think you've done a phenomenal job leading this committee. It's when I end up talking to constituents about policy issues in the council, I think you're the only chair that I regularly reference the work that you're doing and the effort that you've made to really help us address the affordability crisis. You are as smart and as dedicated as any member of this body, and we're really fortunate to have you leading this committee. Councilmember Brewer, I always think it's interesting that when we're talking about shelters, we refer to it as Ward's Island. When we're talking about sports, we refer to it as Randall's Island. I get very confused.
Two different islands.
All right, you tell me. It's in Manhattan.
Yeah.
It all seems connected. But I am very proud to be talking about Intro 994 today. New York City keeps getting hotter and hotter every single year. And this extreme heat is extremely dangerous. Indeed, the health department has estimated that 580 New Yorkers are dying annually from extreme heat. Disproportionately, not surprisingly, in low-income Black and brown communities. The number one climate risk factor, from climate change is extreme heat. And when you look at who's dying from extreme heat, the most common factor amongst those people is their lack of access to cooling in the home. 107 years ago, back in 1918, New York required landlords to provide heating for tenants. And following a coal famine, I didn't know there was such a thing as a coal famine, but in researching this, it's long past time that we do the exact same for tenants and provide access to cooling. An apartment is simply not safe, and it's not habitable without cooling. This bill will allow all tenants who need cooling to request it, and landlords have 5 whole years to comply. We're going to work closely with our colleagues in Albany to push for increased utility assistance to subsidize electricity bills for low and moderate income tenants in need. 2 years ago, Nycc brought this idea to my attention, and we have worked closely with them and so many others to move this forward. I really want to thank Sonal Jessel and Caleb Smith from Nycc, the Nycc team, especially Eunice Ko, Shrimanti Kanakal, and Victoria Saunders, the New York League of Conservation Voters, NRDC, getting this bill over the finish line, including an environmental review, was quite simply exhaustive. It was an exhaustive effort, and I've described this legislation as an emotional roller coaster that has kept many public servants up working through the night over the past number of weeks. I'd like to just thank a number of them by name. Really, I've never been more impressed in the Council Legislative Division than in partnering with them on this bill. Their dexterity, their hard work, their sharp intellects were on full display in the drafting and the research and the analysis that went into it. That team is led impressively by Jeff Baker. CJ Murray did masterful work drafting this bill, and he did it while his wife was just about to have her second child. Fortunately for everybody, that child happened a day after bill aging, and they are all in good health. Congrats to CJ and his family. I want to thank Billy Eck, who was the primary bill drafter on this and new to the council team, but did a superb job. Thank you so much to Billy. Deputy Director Brad Reed, Austin Malone, Audrey Sun, the whole Housing and Buildings Committee team. On the administration side, the work that Maki J, especially led by Elijah Hutchinson and Paul Lozito, did on this was quite simply phenomenal. These guys worked through the night, through the weekend, time and again. Ahmed Tagani not only worked for Gail Brewer, but he's been a friend of mine for almost 20 years, and he cleared his schedule for days amid all of the work that HPD has on their plate to work through this issue and to get this done. I am enormously grateful for his hard work and his team's hard work to make this happen, especially Anne-Marie Santiago, Jen Leone, Kim Darga, and really many others at HPD. Rid Agarwal, our Chief Climate Officer, has been just extraordinary champion for this bill. Hillary Semmel at the Mayor's Office of Environmental Coordination worked incredibly hard. The entire environmental law unit in the law department, Chris Rio, Hillary Meltzer, Chris Harned, those guys are terrific. The team at HCR partnered with us closely, especially Betsy Mallow, the Executive Deputy Commissioner. Really want to thank her. My former staffer, who's now at City Hall, helped to quarterback so much of this effort. He's really a very special person. That's Arvind Sinwani, who did tremendous work on this. But this wouldn't have happened without the support of the Speaker. Jeremy and the Speaker had my back at every step of the way in supporting this legislation. I really am grateful to them. I think that my colleagues would agree that I work pretty hard, but my Chief of Staff, Molly Haley, works way harder, and she is the smartest person I know. I am just incredibly lucky to get a chance to work with her. And this bill would not have happened if she didn't pour herself into it. And so we're going to save a lot of lives. We're setting a model for the state, the nation, the world on how to handle extreme heat. And I'm really proud of everybody who contributed to it. So thank you all so much.
Congratulations, Councilmember. Well, we're about to be able to say that. Thank you so much. I will now ask the clerk to call the roll.
Good afternoon, William Martin, Committee Clerk. Roll call vote, Committee on Housing and Buildings. All items are coupled. Chair Sanchez.
Aye on all.
Feliz.
I want to congratulate Councilmember Ressler on a very good bill.
Dinowitz.
Aye on all, except I abstain on 902.
Abreu.
I vote aye.
Aviles.
Aye on all.
Hudson.
Aye and all.
Ressler.
Very proudly, aye.
With a vote of 7 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, no abstentions, all items are adopted by the committee with the exception of proposed introduction 902B, which is adopted by the committee with 6 in the affirmative,
Yes.
0 in the negative, and 1 abstention. Madam Chair, that is a full committee.
Thank you all. Thanks for bearing with me for all this time. This hearing is adjourned.
Stealing property. Stealing property that's for sale?
That's not how that works, but okay.
Looks like you idiots didn't bother to do any studying. Lincoln, you're an idiot. We gotta be free housing.
Thank you so much. Oh, I'm on microphone.